Can I finish revising draft 2 of my fantasy novel in 24 hours? Let's find out. I'm Kaylee, a soon-to-be indie author, and I will be doing the 24-hour novel challenge as part of my 185 Insane Challenge. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, check out my last video where I share all the rules and goals I have to basically change my life in the next 6 months. Essentially, I have from June 1st until November 30th, 2025 to go from aspiring author to full-time indie author. This is episode 2 of this series, and I am so excited to get one step closer to my publishing dreams. The idea of the 24-hour novel challenge is to write a full 50,000 word manuscript in 24 hours. Because I already have a first draft of my fantasy project written, and because I don't hate myself, I will be revising instead of fully drafting a new project, and I will be splitting up the 24 hours into 3 8-hour days so that it's more manageable for me. This is day 1. I'm currently revising Act 2. My book has 3 acts, so the goal is to finish revising Acts 2 and 3. My biggest challenge is that I left a lot of the scenes unwritten in draft 1 so that I can move ahead in the story without losing momentum. That means I have to draft all the scenes that I previously skipped. It won't be as easy as fixing grammar or spelling mistakes, but I really do have to write a lot of scenes fully from scratch. However, I'm really looking forward to it because in the process of revising Act 1 on my writing retreat, which I vlogged that you can check out by the way, I really fell in love with this book, its world, and all of its characters. I've gained so many new ideas since draft 1 that I can't wait to put onto the page. It's now 9:30 a.m., so let's get right into it and begin the first 8-hour day of this challenge. Hour 1 update. I don't have like specific word counts because I'm deleting and adding stuff in and it's just not really accurate, but total for the manuscript I have 69,174 words, and so far things are going well. I feel like I've just kind of been getting started. I've been rereading what I was revising yesterday, and I went back and actually started reading through this old chapter that I deleted that I wrote from draft 1. And I'm realizing that I can actually use a lot of what I wrote in that chapter, but I have to kind of deconstruct it and Frankenstein it into different areas of the draft, because there's like certain paragraphs where it's kind of like describing my main character seeing the love interest for the first time. It's very much like a star-crossed love sort of relationship. They have past lives together, and that really comes through in that her first instance of meeting her, which it's not her first. So I was like, oh, I can actually put that into chapter 1 where she does like see her for the first time, and I can use that passage that I already wrote in draft 1, add it back into draft 2, because I thought that I was completely going to delete all of this. And then there's like so many different things. That was just one example, but there's so many different passages and scenes that I have already written that I think I can use. I'm just going to have to change all of the world building and plot stuff that I have to like update all that so that it makes sense with what's currently in the draft. So I'm doing that, and I'm also outlining stuff. So I use Scrivener, and on the side of every like document you can write in like a little synopsis or like notes. So I'm making sure that I add little notes in for the synopses so that I can go back later and it'll be easier for me to make sure that everything like structurally is good. It's kind of like a replacement for post-it notes. That's basically what I'm working through now. I have a FaceTime call with my friend Lisa soon. We're gonna do a little bit of revising together over FaceTime. So really excited about that. Honestly, getting writing friends has been such a life changer. Like, not only do we FaceTime and actually write and revise together, but we also swap chapters with each other, share each other's work. This has been something that we've been doing since the writing retreat. it just makes everything so much more fun. You get to share your excitement, share your passion for your project with someone else who also has seen so much of your process. They know your story. They just get to like be part of that journey. And it's so encouraging to see someone else making progress in their own work. And it just really motivates you. Like, it motivates and inspires me to keep going. And even if you don't have those people in your life right now, believe me, there are so many writers out there wanting to connect, who want to like meet other writers and make friends. If I just go to my last video and I look through all the comments, so many people want to make friends with other writers. So don't give up. There are so many people out there, and you will find the right people to be friends with and write with and make lifelong friendships. So yeah, I'm basically getting ready for that now. Right now I'm still on chapter 4. The book has 9 chapters in total planned. So I'm still in that beginning leap. I'm happy with where I'm at right now because I'm gaining more clarity about what actually needs to happen in this chapter. I kind of do it by 3 to 4 scenes in each chapter. And so I've been writing, like I said, in the synopsis on the side, making sure everything flows well, and that I'm leaving the end of the chapter with like a mini cliffhanger just to set up the stakes and the tension for the next chapter. That's what's going on now, and I'm gonna hop in this FaceTime call in like a minute. It's now 12:30 and we are 3 hours into this 24-hour novel writing challenge. I feel really good. I just got off of the FaceTime call. It went really well. We were revising together for, I forget how long, 2 hours, 1 hour. I'm having a lot of fun. I'm still on this second scene within chapter 1 of Act 2. The word count is now at 71,727. Yeah. So, going very well. And honestly, adding in all of the draft 1 scenes and tweaking them, writing new stuff has been so much fun because there were so many descriptions of my characters I loved from the deleted scenes that I'm so happy I actually get to use. I'm in love with this setting. They're under this like magical mountain. It's just so fun to be there, especially because kind of later on in this act, things get a little darker, but they're still in this setting. So it's cool to see the 2 chapters that will kind of conflict with each other. Even though it's the same setting, it'll be different timelines. So getting to see how it looks in the present versus in the past will be very cool. But yeah, that's how it's going. I have some dumplings that are currently on the pan that I'm so excited to eat. And it is so nice out. So maybe, yeah, I think I'm going to take a walk after eating 2 because just look at this. Yeah. It's definitely walk time after this. Saw your silhouette in the backlight. Swear we could have met in a past life. Treating every night like the last time. So I end all my days with you. Yeah, we should share a backseat in a taxi to get home. No need for either of us at this point to sleep alone. It is now 5 p.m. and that makes this the end of day 1 of this 24-hour novel writing challenge. I reached 72,313 words in the draft, which means that I added 3,857 words. I'm currently writing the 3rd and last scene of chapter 4. I was hoping to finish the complete chapter of chapter 4 today. It's almost there, not quite, but I'm very happy with how the second scene turned out. That's mainly what I finished today. And overall, just had a really good day, considering that I did all of the other habits that are included in my 185 Insane challenge, such as meditating, walking, drinking lots of water, regular sleep schedule. I studied Chinese, meditated again. So overall, I did a lot, not just writing. So I felt like it's a pretty balanced day. I didn't show everything that I did just because I only take out the camera when I'm intentionally recording something and I just don't feel a need to include every single moment of my day in this vlog. I still have a few things on that list of my like daily goals that I want to do. Like I still have not made my 3 posts for the day. I did reply to a bunch of comments on my latest video, so I'm gonna count that as one of the 3 posts, just because I feel like, for me at least, the whole point of these 3 posts on social media, on any platform, is to connect more with my audience, and I think that responding to comments is a way to do that. So that's one, and I'll probably just do like 2 more posts on my Instagram story, which you should go follow me, by the way. This is my writing account and this is my personal. I haven't been too active on either, but since starting this challenge, I want to be more active on those, so go follow me there. But aside from that, I still have my 30 minutes of reading to do, which I have my nonfiction book that I will be going through after I walk Taffy. She's my dog, so I'm gonna take care of her first, and then it's still really nice out, so I'm probably gonna bring my book out and do my reading outside. As for the hobby that I'm doing that I'm not monetizing, I've been watching a bunch of YouTube videos on the basics of DJing and how to get started, so I'm probably gonna watch a video or 2 on that playlist just to like learn a little bit more. And yeah, that's basically it for today. I would say this is very successful if measuring my success against how much joy and fun this whole process brought me today. And I would say just overall today was a wonderful day. I didn't feel too stressed or too much pressure, even though I am doing this very ambitious challenge. So I think that considering how like productive this day was, I also want to say that rest is productive too, which is why I counted my lunch break, the time that I was spent walking or meditating. I include that in the 24 hours because I do think rest is productive. So I'm not going to be counting that as a separate time or like deducting that from the 24 hours of writing. I'm still going to include that. I know that I said in the beginning of the day that the biggest challenge is just that I have to draft so many scenes, but honestly that ended up being the biggest source of joy, if I'm going to be honest. I did hit a slump, sort of like kind of like a brain fog around the mid-afternoon. After I meditated, I felt a lot better. I was able to keep writing and revising since then until now, which is like why I said before that rest is productive, because if I hadn't meditated, if I hadn't gone outside for a little bit, I don't think I would have been able to rally more energy to continue for another however many hundreds or thousands of words that I wrote towards the end of my afternoon. So yeah, that's all for day 1. So far, it's going really well. Good morning. It's day 2 of this 24-hour novel writing challenge, and it is 8:45, so 9 a.m. is about to start. I'm about to begin the next 8 hours of this challenge, and I'm feeling really good. I'm looking forward to finishing chapter 4 a lot, but I'm also really looking forward to basically drafting chapter 5, because right now we're breaking into Act 2, so like the big inciting incident just finished up in chapter 3 at the end of Act 1. So now we're in the beginning. I'm revising chapter 4, which is the beginning of Act 2. It's kind of more of the setup of introducing this new part of the worlds that I'm creating. And my protagonist, she's finally being reunited with the love interest again after being apart in a bunch of like really difficult plot points. So I'm really looking forward to chapter 5 because that's where they get to spend more time together and I get to develop that relationship a little bit more in, is this their second life now? Second or third life? Yeah, second life. So, oh no, maybe it's, I don't know. Anyway, it's really, yeah, so I'm looking forward to that because for chapter 4, they're reunited within the second scene that I'm doing now, but it's very much like a lot is happening, so I'm excited for them to sit down within this third scene that I'm going to start working on right now and really have a discussion. They're going to come to an understanding. I think those 2 chapters need the most work, and then chapter 6, which is the last chapter within Act 2, is basically done. So then I can move on to Act 3, hopefully. So yeah, let's do it. It just hit 12, so I am now 11 hours deep into this challenge. I was able to write 629 words, and those were all from scratch. None of that was revised material from draft 1. I'm also very happy with how the writing session went. It was just really fun. I did find myself procrastinating a little bit, and I realized I tend to procrastinate a lot when I'm writing descriptions of settings. So the scene that I'm in right now, they're in this speakeasy, this like fantasy speakeasy, and I found myself just really doing random things to distract myself. But I realized that you really don't need a lot of details to describe your settings, because most readers are going to fill in a lot of the blanks themselves anyway. So you really just need like 1 or 2 details to make it immersive, but you don't need the whole room, the layout, like how the walls look. Like none of that needs to be figured out, but I think I was subconsciously putting that pressure on myself. Like I was thinking about like, what does the floor look like? Is it wood? What do the bar stools look like? Like all these random details that don't matter and won't really elevate the story. So I decided to only pick details I thought were necessary, kind of set the vibe and serve the plot in some sort of way. And once I came to that conclusion, it was really helpful to help me to like move on from what was holding me back. Because once I wrote down that 1 paragraph of setting description, I was able to move more into what my main character is feeling and the conversation that they're about to have. So they just ordered, and now they're really going to get into the nitty-gritty of sort of revealing their identities to each other, and we're going to learn more about the love interests, goals, and motivations thus far. So there's definitely more that my protagonist doesn't know, but that's slowly going to be revealed in the next chapter. But I am setting up a sort of plot twist for the next chapter. So yeah, this is really fun. But I'm about to take a lunch break and go on a walk after. 11 hours in, I'm almost halfway done with this challenge, and I'm still in chapter 4, but you never know how the next 13 hours are going to go. I would still rate this experience 10 out of 10 so far, because I am having so much fun writing and revising. I'm going to be so for real right now. It's literally 4:02 p.m. and I have serious doubts about whether or not I'm going to be able to complete this challenge, because I just finished meditating and I'm about to get back into revising chapter 4. But yeah, I'm still in chapter 4. I don't know how I thought I could finish revising the whole 2/3 of my book in 24 hours, considering how long it takes me to go through each chapter. But I'm realizing this now, and I don't want to quit. I want to keep going, but I'm realizing that it might not be done in 24 hours. So I'm going to keep writing, revising, but I'm going to take off some of that pressure, because I'm not going to lie, it does feel like pressure, and I feel like I want to rush, but I don't want to rush. I do want to give as much time and attention as this project deserves. So I just need to accept that this draft might not be complete before I go on my trip, which is totally fine. I think I should just take my time. Now that I've realized that it's gonna take longer, I have like an hour left for today, and then I still have tomorrow. So I think it'll be fun just to see like how much I can do in 24 hours. So maybe the objective has changed from, can I finish revising draft 2 of my fantasy novel in 24 hours, into how much of my novel can I revise in 24 hours. So yeah, that's my little update for now. And I am shifting these parameters to prioritize ease, joy, and fun with writing. But yeah, this is just your sign to allow yourself to change your goals and habits as you try things out, because the past you didn't know what you know now. So you are allowed to change your mind and set different goals from what you said before. Like, you don't need to bind yourself into something that you said in the past, because that version of you literally had not as much information available as you do now. So don't feel trapped. Do what serves you. Do what makes you happy. And yeah. Okay, I'm going to keep writing for the last hour of today, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's now 5 p.m. and the end of day 2 of this challenge. I managed to get in 1,127 words for today, bringing my manuscripts to 73,082 words. That is all for today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hi, it's 12 p.m., so it's noon on day 3 of this challenge. So I have 5 hours left in this 24-hour challenge. I was writing during the morning. It was really good. I got in 666 words, which brings us to 73,748 words total for this manuscript. What I'm having the most fun with right now is the fact that everything I'm working on right now, which is still chapter 4, I am finally on the last scene, is that I'm drafting everything from scratch for this scene. So it's been really fun just getting to be with just my main character and her love interest in an enclosed space in this setting that I've actually had created for a long time, since this small assignment that I did during college for a class. It's just really intimate. It's just them. They're kind of like fighting, arguing, but then they're also eating a lot of really good food. So yeah, I just really love this scene. I love the setting. I love my 2 main characters, and having a lot of fun with the scene. I'm nearing the end of it. I've kind of given a lot of world building, very important world building information was just dropped during the scene, which made me realize a pretty big motivation and goal for one of the villains that I was previously struggling with. So this is really good. It was once I wrote this one paragraph where I was dropping the world building lore, it finally clicked into place, why the villain was doing what she was doing. And I was like, oh, this makes complete sense. And so yeah, that was really satisfying to find that information out and to keep building the scene. So I'm going to basically finish filling in the rest of this by drafting, but then chapter 4 will be done. And then for chapter 5, I already have some stuff written, but that's when I'm going to revert back into more revising mode, where I will be using a lot of material that I wrote in draft 1 and rearranging it to fit better within this story now. So that's the plan for chapter 5, which let's see if I can finish chapter 4 and chapter 5 today. Because if I can, that will be huge, and because that will mean that I will have basically revised all of Act 2. Even if I don't completely finish revising this book in this 24-hour challenge, I'll be 2/3 of the way done, which is so good. It took me I don't even know how long it took me to revise Act 1, but if this is the pace I'm going at, I'm very, very much on track to have drafts 2 and 3 done by the end of this 6 months for my 185 challenge. And yeah, honestly, I could maybe even write on the trip. I don't know. I still have to decide how I feel about that later, but I mean, maybe I'll even do another challenge of this next week before I go, because I technically still have another week. So potentially I could. You know what? We're not giving up yet. We're not giving up hope. I can finish revising this whole book before I go on this trip. It's going to take a lot of work, but I think it'll be very worth it. It's 5:30 and the end of this 24-hour novel writing challenge. And drum roll, please. I finished chapter 4. Yay! I actually feel so proud of finishing chapter 4. This is a big moment in terms of setting up my protagonist's main goal and objective for the rest of this trilogy. So this was a sort of pivotal moment, and I'm really happy with how everything went in the chapter. Everything is done. I feel so good. Did I finish revising my whole novel in 24 hours? No. But it doesn't matter. Like, that is the goal that I set at the beginning of this challenge. And even though I didn't hit that objective, I'm so proud of the work that I did. And I definitely feel like this challenge helped me grow as a writer and a person. And it taught me so much about not only my novel, but about my process and myself as a writer. So I want to share a little bit about what I learned. The biggest lesson I learned from this 24-hour challenge was that I needed to slow down and center enjoying writing my book rather than performing for the sake of productivity. Not only that, but also allowing myself to change my goals and not feeling guilty about it. Those were the two biggest things I took away from this challenge. I also learned that I benefit so much from taking breaks. Yeah, I feel like I push myself pretty hard, so I will just sit down and be at my desk for hours and hours and just like keep pushing to write. But yeah, I decided like, okay, if I wrote this much, this feels like a natural point where I need to walk around, stretch my eyes. In particular, it just honestly made everything, this whole process so much easier and better. Just realizing that rest is productive and that I can balance writing, movement, my health, everything while still doing a demanding challenge like this is honestly so freeing and feels so empowering. I feel really inspired, like I can do so much and accomplish everything that I want to. I challenge you to set yourself a challenge of any sort with your writing and go out and see if you can achieve it. It doesn't matter if you actually achieve the objective, but just in the process of attempting it, you will learn so much about yourself and what your needs are. And to me, that was the most exciting part of all of this. Is I treated this more as a learning experience, more so than success or failure metric, because if I was just judging this by, oh, did I complete my objective or not, then this is a failure. Even if it is a failure, I'm still happy that I failed. The part of today that made me the most proud was the fact that I kept pushing and I didn't give up when I started to doubt myself and realize that maybe it's not feasible to revise 2/3 of a novel in 24 hours. Because I definitely started to feel a little down when that realization hit me. And I was presented with the choice of either pushing through and like sticking to my promise to myself of completing this challenge, or I could change the goal into something that actually was possible. That choice is what I'm the most proud of today. And I like that because I think that focuses more so on things that I can control, which is my mindset and this whole project, as opposed to outcomes that I can't control, such as how much I revised. Like, I can try my hardest to revise the whole thing in 24 hours and as we all saw, that was not possible. So this was really fun. I'm so glad that I did this, and now that I finished chapter 4, I am about to go and celebrate this milestone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I had so much fun doing this challenge with you, and let me know if you've done something like this or what your favorite part of the video was. Until the next one, bye!